So speaking about coaches, a little bit, like what coaches do we feel like have the one of you? I just brought up Hubert. I think we talked about.
Yeah, he's on the list.
He's high on the list.
What coaches do you feel? Not hot seat. I don't want to do hot seat.
Yeah.
I want to do pressure, which is different. I'm not sure what the difference is. It's a little less inflammatory if we were to put out a graphic of our list of coaches facing pressure versus coaches on the hot seat. Feels a little different. No, I don't necessarily think it doesn't have to be a coach that's like realistically going to get fired anytime soon, but just like going into the season, who are coaches that you're like they have a huge target on their back right now?
So Kenny Payne's like hot seat guy, so we don't have to bash him
he's
too much.
Legitimate hot seat.
So Rick Pitino, pressure. I mean, he's not feeling the hot seat at all, but he's being built up. St. John's top 25 love right now. Everyone expects them to be back in the tournament. I don't think it's quite a guarantee, even though I think he's a fantastic coach. He's going to do great.
I like this. I didn't think.
But
I feel
pressure,
like there's like unanimous conviction that they're going to be like a top 20 team.
Right.
Like I know he's a great coach. Like but I think there's a little pressure just because the bar's so high.
Yeah, rosters okay.
Yeah,
and it's just like, okay, your best player was Denise Jenkins. Like, okay, people don't know who he is. I mean, I don't know. Patino's probably. I had John Calipari, which is like too obvious.
Him as well.
Yeah,
obvious.
but
too obvious.
But it needs to be said. I mean, it's Cal, but the problem with a guy like Cal, a guy like Matt Painter, a guy like I would throw Shock on the list. I would throw like
John Shire probably on the list this year for sure.
Yeah, he's
year two with the guys he has.
The problem with some of these guys is it really the season almost doesn't matter. It's just the tournament. Like I think for Painter, it's like Painter could go undefeated entering the tournament, and none of that matters because it's like just fast forward to March, and that's where the pressure is going to be.
Tommy Lloyd in the same vein.
Tommy Lloyd's the same sort of thing.
Like, my former boss Mark Few got the tournament. I guess he's still probably getting some tournament flack because
he only
won
made
the
the
big
title
one.
game
But like objectively, he's had great tournament success at this point. It's hard to deny that. But yeah, then Lloyd gets embarrassed by Princeton, and it's like, okay, second year you haven't gotten the Sweet 16, maybe.
Doesn't it suck to have that? Like, that must be so annoying as a coach to have successful regular seasons and then small sample size theater in the tournament.
Yeah,
you can't get there. Matt Painter had an awesome year. People think he's a horrible coach. It's
terrible.
It's just a shame.
Yeah. How often do you think when Matt Painter is like lying awake at night just staring at the ceiling? Is he thinking about Diakite? Is he thinking about Fairleigh Dickinson? Is he thinking about what's he?
When we talked to him at the MAC Player Awards, it was him and Zach Edey there.
Yeah, tall man by the way.
And it's me and Kai. It's like, we should probably go talk to Matt Painter. I don't want to talk to Matt Painter because I know when I walk up to Matt Painter, he's immediately going to think that I want to ask about the FDU thing, or he's just annoyed. And he was actually the coolest guy, but even when we were talking to him and like approaching him, it just felt so like, I know that I'm thinking it, but I'm not going to say it. It's just like this weird unspoken tension, even though it was a really chill conversation. And we all want it to go away. I want it to go away. Even like Indiana fans probably don't want. Like, it's just annoying at this point.
Yeah, people thought Jay Wright couldn't get it done. Then he got it done, and then Tony Bennett lost 16 seed. Then he was awesome, right?
That's how it always works.
You suck until you're good, basically.
You suck until you don't anymore.
That's right.
But then also there are some examples of guys who just like never really did get over the hump, and then
Fran.
Yeah.
So never been a Sweet 16 ever.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I land on it because I really do just flip flop of like, it's all random and shit happens and you can't really control it. But because like I'm a Big Ten apologist, obviously. So like every March I've become an expert at like, listen, everybody, calm down. The league is good. It's just they're using the wrong basketballs, okay? Yeah. Now you have to understand these tip times for these kids is not, and I'm just like, I'm so good at finding everything to explain why the Big Ten gets so many programs to the national championship game and then loses. But at a certain point, when you look at the data spread out over 20 years, you're like, I guess there must be something to this. I don't know. And that's kind of, I sort of want to defend Painter, but also it's like, I'm not going to do it with any enthusiasm. Right. I'm just going to be like, he's a good coach.
Quietly in the corner,
But he's a good coach. Yeah. Where Matt Painter sits today, right this second, I'm not sure I've ever seen a bigger divide of a coach who, if you polled fans and asked them how good of a coach he is, that response versus if you polled other coaches and asked them how good
Right. Yeah.
of a coach he is. It's like a mile wide gap. Like fans would be like, that guy fucking sucks.
Right.
And every coach to a man, I don't think there's a coach in the country that's like, oh yeah, Matt Painter, he stinks. He stinks. Like every single coach is like, oh, that guy's awesome. He's just had some bad luck. And that's really fascinating to me.